Welcome back to another episode of Whether or Not. I'm your host, Daniel Weaver, joined by our forecaster, Caitlyn Bell. Caitlyn, it's finally great to be on the show with you after a few months being on Whether or Not. It's our first show together. And with that said, it's been really cold this week. Any relief on site?
Right. Thanks, Daniel. It's good to be on the show with you, too. So this weekend, we'll stay around average temperatures, but next week we should see temperatures start to rise.
I'm looking forward to it because I can't take this cold anymore. But with that out of the way, it's time for Nature in the News.
As temperatures drop, bundling up isn't just about comfort, but keeping your body safe. Health experts warn that extreme cold and prolonged exposure to even normal winter temperatures can affect the brain, heart, and other vital organs. Frostbite is one of the dangers of cold weather, and some of the warning signs include numbness, pale skin, and blisters depending on the stage. Wind chills around negative 17 degrees Fahrenheit could cause frostbite in less than 30 minutes, but could still occur at 31 degrees over long periods of time. If you experience this, remove wet clothing and place the skin under warm water until you could seek medical attention. It is recommended to bundle up in layers to trap warmth and remember to protect yourself from the harsh elements of winter.
After being stuck in the drought, desperate for rain, some in the southeast got a little too much. A winter storm on Valentine's Day weekend moved through the eastern half of the lower 48, dumping about a half a foot of rain in some portions of Kentucky. This led to severe flooding in Kentucky and Tennessee, resulting in 11 deaths. In Upson County, Tennessee, a levee failed because of the heavy rainfall, causing officials to urge residents to evacuate the town of Ribs, and some seek higher ground. Picking up the pieces and rebuilding will be challenging for those impacted by the floods, as another winter storm delivered snow and low temperatures a few days later.
The word noise itself has negative connotations, but the line between positive and negative is often subjective. It is known that too much or too little noise can be harmful, and people living in very noisy environments are more susceptible to heart attacks. However, in Paris, an exhibit named Silence explores how sound levels have risen on Earth over the past century, especially as traffic congestion has increased in urban areas. In the exhibit, visitors are given a headset and move through landscapes with minimal visual cues. They get to interpret the definition of silence, whether we can encounter it and where. After this personal and intimate experience, you will feel humbled by its power, and convinced that true silence has been fading ever since it first broke the void.
Asteroid 2024 YR4 now has a 3.1% chance of striking the Earth in 7 years. Discovered in the last few weeks of 2024, the asteroid was noted to be on an orbit that will put it very close to Earth in 2032. However, with limited data at the time, scientists could not determine for sure if it was on a direct path towards Earth. However, with new data, astronomers have found that it has a slightly higher chance of impact. 2024 YR4 is not the first asteroid to impact Earth in recent years. Back in 2013, an asteroid exploded in the atmosphere over Shelbyinsk, Russia, damaging over 7,000 buildings and injuring over 1,000 people. The James Webb Space Telescope is slated to begin observations of 2024 YR4 in early March, providing astronomers with valuable data in its trajectory.
Over the past couple weeks, we have seen some very cold temperatures and even some storm systems move through that have produced a considerable amount of snowfall. However, this weekend, we will start to see a pattern change in the weather. So for our Friday map, we have mostly cloudy skies and dry conditions over much of Pennsylvania and State College, a good change from what we have been seeing. However, those windy conditions will return. If you recall, last week was very, very windy in State College, making it feel a lot colder than it already was. And as we move further south, we will start to see those clear conditions. And earlier this week, Tennessee and Kentucky, unfortunately, did suffer from those floodings as a result of the storm that moved through there. And we do have this high pressure system out west that will slowly start to move eastward as we move throughout our weekend. So Saturday, we will start to see even more clear skies. Saturday is our day that temperatures and conditions really start to clear up, and we do have that high pressure system still moving eastward on Saturday that is almost on top of State College and Pennsylvania. And behind that, we start to see even more clear skies in the Ohio Valley region. And as we move into Sunday, those cloudy skies will return over State College and much of Pennsylvania, but that high pressure system is here to stay, and the mostly clear skies behind it. However, this is the day, Sunday, that our temperatures will start to warm up above average. And speaking of temperatures, for Friday, we will still be sitting below average and slightly below freezing with our high of 28, mostly cloudy, and again, drier conditions than we have been seeing. So a break from the rain, a break from the sleet and the snow. But as we move into Friday night, we do return to those frigid temperatures with our low of 15 degrees, partly cloudy, and again, those windy conditions will return, making that low of 15 degrees maybe not so pleasant. But as we move into Saturday, conditions get a little more pleasant. We are now above freezing with a high of 34 and mostly clear skies. So again, Saturday is a great day to get out and do the activities that you have been waiting to do, waiting for the snow, waiting for the rain, and waiting for the sleet to pass. As we move into Saturday night, we will have a low of 20 degrees, just a slightly warmer temperature than we did on Friday night of 15 degrees. However, those partly cloudy skies start to return Saturday night. But as we move into Sunday, again, Sunday is the day where we really start to see our temperatures rise throughout the weekend, early next week, and into all of next week, actually. So a high of 38 degrees, slightly above average for this time of year, mostly cloudy skies. We will see those cloud conditions fluctuate throughout the week. However, it shouldn't hinder us too much. Up next, we have a feature by Filippo Formica on THON weather.
46 hours, no sitting, no sleeping, all benefiting those dealing with pediatric cancer. Thousands of students, alumni, family, and friends will be gathering at the Bryce Jordan Center at Penn State this weekend for THON, an annual dance marathon and the largest student-run philanthropy organization in the world. With this week's Arctic outbreak, that got me wondering, has the weather affected THON in the past? Working backwards chronologically in time, 2024 featured an average high temperature during THON weekend of 35 degrees, an average low temperature of 23.7 degrees, and the most total precipitation and snowfall during THON weekend over the last 10 years, with 0.34 inches of liquid precipitation and 4.7 inches of snow as a snowstorm moved through Friday night into Saturday morning. 2023 featured warmer temperatures with an average high temperature of 49.7 degrees, an average low temperature of the same 23.7 degrees, and no total precipitation and snowfall. 2022 featured 35.7 degrees, the average high temperature, 16 degrees, the average low temperature, 0.03 inches of total precipitation, and 0.3 inches of snowfall. 2021 was a weird year for THON, with the COVID-19 pandemic having the event being held virtually, but here in State College, the average high temperature was 30.7 degrees, the average low temperature was 15 degrees, 0.01 inches of precipitation fell, and 0.3 inches of snow. 2020 featured 45.3 degree average high temperatures, and the average low temperature was 23.3 degrees with no precipitation recorded. 2019 showcased 39.3 degree average high temperature, 21.7 degree average low temperature, 0.07 inches of liquid precipitation, with 0.2 inches of that coming as snowfall. 2018 featured 40.7 degree average high temperature, a 24.3 degree average low temperature, 0.31 inches of liquid precipitation, with 2.6 inches of snowfall. 2017 was a warm year and the warmest within the last 10 years, with the average high temperature of 57.7 degrees, with 2 days of THON weekend being over 60 degrees, with the Saturday of THON weekend being 66 as the high temperature. The average low temperature for that weekend was 31 degrees, with no precipitation recorded. 2016 was another warm year with the average high temperature of 56 degrees and an average low temperature of 28 degrees, with once again zero precipitation recorded. 2015 was the coolest year out of the last 10 years, with an average high temperature of 23.7 degrees and an average low temperature of 6.3 degrees, including the first night of THON having a low temperature of 7 degrees below zero. 0.11 inches of liquid precipitation were recorded that weekend, with 1.5 inches of snowfall. Will next week's weather be FTK? Your extended forecast is up next.
Although temperatures over the weekend start to rise, we will see that precipitation threat once again early next week. But for now, let's get into our weekend recap. So for Friday, again, we have mostly cloudy skies and those dry conditions, a big change from what we've been having over the past couple weeks. But our high of 28, just a little bit below freezing. And Friday night, we have a low of 15 degrees. Again, those frigid temperatures returning to the region. But as we move into Saturday, we will see a mostly clear day, and our temperatures, as you can see, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they do have this upward trend. Saturday, we have a high of 34 degrees, slightly above freezing, and our low of 20 degrees, just a little bit warmer than our Friday night, however, still very frigid at nighttime. As we move into Sunday, again, our cloud cover, just like Friday, begins to increase, but so do our temperatures. As you notice, we have a high of 38 degrees, just a little bit above average for this time of year. And our low temperatures throughout Friday, Saturday, and Sunday also increase with our high temperatures. As you can see, Sunday, our low of 25 degrees. But our extended forecast for next week is looking very different from this past week and our weekend. As you can see, temperatures slowly start to decline as we get through next week, Monday through Friday. Now, Monday and Tuesday looking very similar. However, you can see the temperatures Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday starts to decline just a little bit. On Monday, we have a temperature around 45 degrees, and Tuesday, that will start to slowly decline around 43 degrees. Now, Monday for precipitation, we may see a little bit of rain here in State College, but Tuesday, that could turn into some wintry mix precipitation. Now, Monday and Tuesday precipitation by Wednesday should start to move out of the region. We will get a little break on Wednesday with mostly cloudy skies, mostly overcast skies. But again, our temperatures do decrease Monday, Tuesday, into Wednesday. But Thursday and Friday, those are our 2 days that are looking just a bit different. Now, Thursday, we will see, just like Monday, just maybe a little bit of precipitation of rain to return to the region. However, if you notice, our temperature is sitting at our green bar. Our green bar is just around average for this time of year. Our temperature for Thursday sitting just around average and declining even more on Friday. But on Friday, we will start to see those peaks of sun with mostly cloudy skies. So if you get through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even Thursday, Wednesday, you might have a little bit of break. Thursday, again, get through, and Friday will be our good day for next week. For now, here is our Weather Whiz Quiz question answer for the week.
Well, it's hard to believe that we got down to negative 20 degrees back in 1899. Negative 20, that's pretty cold, isn't it, Caitlyn?
That is, and like I said earlier, Daniel, just getting down to negative 17 degrees Fahrenheit can give you frostbite in less than 30 minutes. And actually, just this week in North Dakota, it hit negative 40.
Brr, that is cold. It's hard to imagine what that's like. I feel even cold at 32 degrees above zero. So, yeah, I can only imagine what they are going through. But with that out of the way, thank you for joining us tonight on Whether or Not, and we hope to see you here next week.